For this year SG50 budget, I have 3 wishes. First, as you are aware, with the rising costs and restricted foreign labour market, SME has begun to understand the need to increase productivity, and most of this productivity are increased through automation. While the PIC has helped to reduce the burden on the SME that acquire productivity through automation, for example the use of tablets in restaurants, such automation is tried and tested. And while it should improve productivity, it is not a quantum leap in productivity in my view. My first wish would be for the government to consider tweaking the PIC scheme just for the SME to show their entrepreneurial nature in acquiring quantum leap productivity automation, and to have such acquisition to be heavily funded, or to introduce into the PIC scheme a much higher deduction limit. My next wish would be for the SME to grow by expansion overseas. Expansion overseas involves a lot of investment, and such returns are not certain. While there are a number of incentives available to fund feasibility study of the overseas market, and as well as the cost for setting up an office there, unfortunately the amount of funding is limited, sometimes difficult to apply for. Therefore, my second wish is to allow for government to consider increasing the limit of funding, and to allow a deduction for any loss incurred on overseas expansion. Third, besides expanding overseas organically, SME can also grow through acquisition. But there is some abnormality currently in the tax system that only allow a tax deduction for the cost of IP acquired through an asset deal. But in the event that the SME chooses to acquire the company itself that owns the intellectual property, it will not be entitled to a deduction for the IP. So my third wish would be for the government to consider allowing a write-down in the allowance for IP acquired through a share acquisition of the target company. That's the 3 wishes that I have for this year's budget, and it will go a long way to making SME growing and expanding overseas, as well as being more productive.